Coming up on Mountain News this morning, as the United Auto Workers strike continues, experts are saying more citizens agree with the workers than the employers. And to celebrate Cybersecurity Month, experts are asking everyone to stay vigilant and aware of what dangers remain online.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6:32 on October 18th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, this doesn't really have a ton to do with the weather, but kind of. It's crazy to me. I think this is my problem with fall. And I know we don't have enough time to get into this, but the way that the sunset sets so early.
Yep.
And it happens so fast.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard you say a few minutes ago 6:50 tonight.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And we don't even get to sunrise until almost 7:50.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's one of those times, you know, a lot of people get depressed this time of the year because the days get so short.
Yeah.
So again, it's just one of those things, and we're still going to be getting those days shorter all the way till winter, which is coming up in about 60 some days. All right, let's see what's going on this morning across our region outside the WYMT studios here in Hazard. Maybe just a touch of fog. I can't tell exactly what might be above that, but it's chilly. 46 here in town this morning, but we're in the 30s in Southwest Virginia. Jonesville must be clear. 37 over that way, 41 just up the road in Wise, down toward Jacksboro. Somerset 2 also at 41. But you got a lot of folks there, including Irvin, Moorhead, Jackson, Ashland, Prestonsburg, Logan, Pikeville, and Harlan that are pretty close to 50 or at 50 this morning. And it's a little warmer in the northern and eastern counties and quite a bit colder in some of those southern counties this morning. But we're all going to get warmer today, mid to upper 60s, depending on how fast the sunshine comes out. Official high from us, 66. Olivia?
All right. Thank you, Brandon. A 76-year-old Southern Kentucky man is facing drug charges after police say they responded to a home where they found a woman dead. Pulaski County deputies say it happened Sunday night on Shoreline Drive. They found Johnny Bullock lying on top of a woman's body and drugs in plain sight. The woman, Linda Lawson, was pronounced dead at the scene. Bullock was arrested. The sheriff says Bullock was possibly dealing drugs.
The quantity of drugs that was in the apartment, somebody was dealing drugs. So it's not personal use quantities that was recovered from this residence, so somebody was dealing drugs.
Deputies say they found 2 pounds of meth and 50 grams of heroin. A death investigation is underway in Estill County. State police say deputies were called to Main Street and Ravenna. A family member found 44-year-old Randall Anglin unresponsive inside his home. Authorities tried to revive him but couldn't. Foul play is not suspected. An autopsy will be performed. 2 people from Williamsburg are behind bars after police pulled them over during a traffic stop. Williamsburg PD performed the stop along Kentucky Highway 92 East Monday. During the encounter, deputies found substances believed to be meth and heroin. Bradley Parton and Bailey Hill, both 23 years old, were charged with possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. They were taken to the Whitley County Detention Center. One person is dead following a crash in Johnson County. The crash occurred yesterday morning. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office says it happened at the intersection of Kentucky 1428 and Kentucky 302 in the Hager Hill community. 60-year-old George Fitch of Mealy died in the crash. A London man was arrested on DUI charges following a crash last week. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office responded to a complaint that an intoxicated driver may have caused a crash last Friday evening. When they arrived at the scene, they found 65-year-old Kermit Bruner of London involved and under the influence. He is facing several charges and also had 2 outstanding warrants. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Thousands of United Auto Workers walked out of Ford's Kentucky truck plant in Louisville last week. Now Ford's executive chair is calling on auto workers to end these strikes and come to an agreement.
After thousands of workers walked out of Ford plants throughout the country, Bill Ford called for an end to what he says are acrimonious talks. But Executive Director of the Kentucky Center for Economic Policy, Jason Bailey, says an agreement resulting in more money for workers can benefit the local economy. And Bailey says the UAW is picking up momentum.
If you look at public opinion, there seems to be a lot more support for the workers than it is for the companies that have been very profitable in recent years. And I think many people identify with these auto workers. They've also not seen their wages go up, and the workers themselves seem to be unified and excited and ready to be out on the picket line.
In Versailles, Jack Kane Ford's General Sales Manager David Griffith says they agree with Bill Ford's statement and want the strike to be settled quickly, as they fear the strike could trickle down and impact their customers. In a statement to WKYT, Griffith says in part, "Our biggest concerns at this point are the jobs and livelihoods of suppliers and so many others that are connected to and depend on the auto industry." He went on to say, and at this point, parts shortages are becoming a certainty, which can indirectly put consumers at risk.
Certainly, I think a lot of people understand that the workers are holding out for a better deal. They haven't had a good deal in a long time, and there's a lot of ground to be made up.
Julia Sandor, WKYT.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and experts say Kentuckians need to be vigilant. They say to remember to check the domain and avoid pop-up ads. Alex Risen of Fishing Buck says Kentuckians need to be even more careful with the recent legislation of sports betting.
Now that sports betting is legalized in Kentucky, sports books likely to continue to be opening across the state. People will be targeting you from a cybercrime perspective just based on your location.
In the last few months, both MGM Resorts and Caesars Entertainment say they have been the victims of cyber attacks. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and doctors say it is a good reminder for women to remember to get their yearly breast exam. Kristen Hurt with the ARH Breast Center in Hazard says 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime, saying it is important for women to pay attention to any breast abnormalities.
Any changes in the skin of the breast, nipple retraction, skin dimpling, any lumps that you may feel around the area that are abnormal, any nipple discharge that is discolored.
Hurt says if you are noticing abnormal symptoms, call your primary care doctor and they should get you in for an appointment. Federal, state, and local organizations are finding ways to help veterans across the country. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how those organizations are reaching out to veterans in Eastern Kentucky.
Senator Rand Paul's office partnered with veterans organizations for an outreach event in Whitesburg.
Events like this where we can get out in the community and extend a hand to the people on the ground level is really the best way to stay connected.
Pace and others are looking to help veterans get the benefits they need.
We want to contact the federal agency on their behalf and try to seek resolution for the issues that they're facing.
Not only are organizations working to reach out now, but also figuring out how they can craft legislation for the future.
This bill, again, little or no cost, but it's one we really want to push across the board.
SESCO is referencing House Resolution 3933 and Senate Bill 928. The House resolution could expand suicide awareness for veterans.
It's other things other than mental health for a veteran to take their own life. They could be getting ready to lose their house. They maybe lost their benefits. They may need help with, job opportunity, whatever.
Senate Bill 928 could speed up access to benefits upon discharge from the military.
What you need to know is your benefits after service. It's a hard enough transition as it is to go from a veteran to civilian life because your entire life is structured in the military.
Through those bills and outreach events, organization leaders hope veterans' voices are heard. In Whitesburg, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
SESCO also says folks may be more likely to join the military if they know about their benefits once they leave. Now to a great story out of Middlesboro. 2 high school students there have been accepted into a prestigious program with Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Juniors Aiza Ahmad and Kayla Heck were both accepted into the MIT Beaverworks Fall 2023 outreach program. The program focuses specifically on 11th grade girls across the nation who have interest in STEM-based fields.
Coming up on 642, we're taking a live look at the intersection of US 119, US 23 over there at Pikeville. A few folks waiting at the light there to cross on through, and we're looking at a busy start to the day in some areas. Cooler temperatures out there down into the 30s now in Jonesville and in Wise. Of course, Southwest Virginia always a little bit cooler, but I believe there's less clouds over there this morning because of those little sectors of darker blue. We've got mid to upper 40s across most of the area there this morning, and 50 Jackson, Prestonsburg, Moorhead, and Ashland as you head out the door. And as we look ahead, sunny and warmer today. Cold front arrives late tomorrow, and a breezy and cooler weekend ahead. Rain chances between now and the weekend, and hopefully we can start a rebound as we head into early next week. Olivia?
Thanks, Brandon, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:42. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The race for House Speaker is still on after Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan failed to garner enough support.